You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Forgot Tyler wasn't there today. I guess I'll stay in the host chair if I have to.
Get in there, big boy. There it is. It's ONE with Liam Horrobin today.
Uh-oh, I lost my sock.
Uh-oh.
Welcome.
Liam.
That was the most creative lead I've ever come up with, I'm pretty sure. But welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday and into the Sports Closet Studio. 3 locations, St. Albert, Kingsway, Sherwood Park. Basically everything I have on in my upper body, you can buy from Sports Closet. Baggedmilk, though, he's not wearing anything, so you can't buy anything.
Naked behind the
nude
camera.
always
nude like Nuge. But yes, welcome into the Oilers Nation Everyday show. First comment of the day in the Finning Cat YouTube chat goes to Jacob GK. I'm ready for 4 wins on the road. Let's go get them. Well, they play 5, so hopefully,
No, we're not
we can
getting
get
greedy. We're not
5.
gonna get greedy.
That would be big. Obviously, joining me on the show, Baggedmilk.
Hello.
For the Bro Down, brought to you by Star Mechanical. Hit it, Aaron. We haven't used this for a while.
Yeah.
It's Friday, so you know what that means? It's time for the Bro Down with Baggedmilk.
Why don't I ever get that?
I don't know. I don't know why we haven't used that for.
From this
For
moment
months.
forward, I will be playing that every time.
Have you
Baggedmilk is
ever
on the
used
show.
that one since you've been
I don't
with
think
us?
so.
No, I don't think so. I think that's.
I don't think so. Last handful of times I've been on here, I haven't gotten it.
That's going to change right now.
I thought
Bianca.
Tyler's
That's going to change
Tyler's
right
cut
now.
me. I don't even get the graphic anymore.
A lot has happened, BM, since the last time you were on the show. You
Really?
may have heard
Has some news happened?
a couple of things have gone down. The Oilers are relative to the league again, which is big.
Mhm.
Huge.
I was on television. That was big. There's a picture over there. I should have grabbed it.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was it like when you first saw your phone? You looked at your phone and you saw your picture 50 times on Twitter.
So I didn't look for a while because I didn't want to be rude to McMullet, who I was with. I was
Sure.
trying not to be on my phone, but
Sure.
the Oilers scored, and then they panned to the crowd, and I could feel my phone just buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. I was like, "What is going on?"
I freaked out.
I did too. I screamed.
I was like, holy shit, I know that guy. I know that guy.
I didn't think I was gonna be on because so where McMullet sits, the cameraman, he sits in row 2, the cameraman sits in row 1. So there's 4 seats in front of him where nobody sits.
Yeah.
It's the 2 cameramen, like the people who actually shoot, and the Sportsnet guy. And obviously McMullet knows everybody because that's just what he is.
Sure.
And the guy turns around and the camera doesn't even look like it's pointed at me. And I guess that's why on the shot it's literally like half my face. But thankfully I got a haircut that day.
Yeah, it looks great too. I thought that this is what I thought happened. So I screamed, shrieked even at my house when I saw you on TV. But I figured because you were with McMullet at that game that you anticipated being on TV.
I did a little bit, but I wasn't expecting it at the same time.
So I thought you were
Liam,
kind of doing the
shaved,
like,
you trimmed
I
your
did
mustache,
everything.
you got a haircut,
Yeah.
you fully well knew that you were going to.
because I thought he was doing the Homer through the bushes gif. You know what I mean? Where he's like,
yeah, I'm a little camera shy.
I wish they could have seen how you just enacted that.
They get the picture, they know.
Yeah, they know the meme.
They know.
Lost my hat too, of course.
of course, got to.
The
Oh, I didn't bring
But good for you though,
for throwing
for
it.
chucking a hat.
I've never done that before.
It's a great experience.
It was fun. And
You feel alive.
you think about it initially, and you're like, I don't really want to do this, but I have to.
But you're gonna.
have
And then you launch in, everyone's throwing them. It was awesome. My dad and my sister went to the game too.
Yeah.
And they were sat right at the back. They said my dad made a joke. He's like, the only thing that would have hit me is if somebody in the wheelchair section had fallen.
Right.
Because that's how far back he was.
Yeah.
What a dad
And
joke.
He said, my sister said, as soon as he said, before that pass even went, my dad had his hat just launched before it came into it. And he said, he's like, I just had a feeling. He's like, I've never done it before. And he like literally had grabbed it, just launched it. And he said from his vision, That was the first hat that was thrown in the arena was his. It
Love
definitely
that.
didn't make it to the ice because he was like row 15.
What does that matter?
But
It's a rally, you know. You rally, they get down there
they
eventually.
gradually make it there. But of course, 2-0 in Coach Garlic era. Is that what you call him? What's your nickname for him?
There's so many good
We're
ones.
still workshopping. We said on After Dark.
We're still
there could be better.
workshopping. I had a clip from Better Late Than Never go up on Instagram. It is buzzing, this clip. I think it's got 60,000 plays right now.
Wow.
And it's spread. We're spread all over. A lot of people like Nobby.
Yeah.
The simplicity of Nobby, it rolls off the tongue, you know?
I
just call him the knob. That's probably the one I've said the most so far.
I made a, I'm going to try and find it here. I shouldn't say I came up with the idea Kennedy executed on a, on a picture. I'm going to send it to Aaron now, and then we'll get it up on the show eventually. I've just a little creativity I had for the Coach Garlics. But I guess the first question I have for you, BM, how you feeling? How you feeling about the Coach Knoblauch era so far?
Well, you listened to the emergency episode of ONR on Sunday morning. I listened to it finally back. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even sound like me.
No, I didn't know. I actually thought he was Captain Felton.
I'm listening. I'm like, who's this? That's me. But you know what? Trip darts don't count. And right, when you're 12 out of 10 hungover and you got to do a podcast, you got to do it. But I mean, I'm still in that situation where I'm annoyed that Woody got fired because it happened because there's so many things out of his control.
Yeah.
If Stuart Skinner has a plus 914 save percentage on a 3-game run like he does right now, Jay Woodcroft's still behind the bench.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of those things where Leon Draisaitl last 2 games, 6 points. That happens 2 weeks ago. He's still on the bench. So I feel for Woody in that sense, but I'm also not going to hold that against Nobby either. Like, he's the new coach. I'm going to cheer for him. He got an opportunity. He took it. So it's kind of like there's 2 sides of the coin on the coaching situation.
I'm not going to criticize Woodcroft and Manson, but and it's early days. It's easy to say, but I'm about to. But I'm about to. I really like what the defensemen are doing. I know it's been 2 games. Are doing with Paul Coffey behind the bench and what they've said.
Yep.
Like, it seems like Coffey is really trying to play to the strengths of them individually and also as a bit of a group and like trying to get the puck moving a lot more. I mean, Cody Ceci got a breakaway. I don't think Paul Coffey told him to do that.
I think he did.
Probably in his head a little bit of like, hey, if you get up the ice a little
I think Paul Coffey said, listen, man, you see a lane, you take it.
Yeah.
You go cherry pick from time to time and they'll find you. Nobody's expecting Cody Ceci to be back there, including Cody Ceci.
That's what he was whispering to him in that picture.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny thing about that breakaway though is Aaron, I put the picture I made in the work tape, by the way.
Thank you.
Joey Decord comes out like so far to challenge him. And I feel like anyone with any kind of offensive instincts that has scored a goal in the last 12 months would have beat him easily.
Yeah, a little dipsy
so
to do.
Far out of his net and just like left it so wide. But we got new lines today too at the Oilers skate. Did you see those, BM?
I did, yeah.
So do we have those, Aaron?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Just
But Connor Brown is back.
I can't wait to see what the chat has to say about him.
So we got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Connor Brown on the first line. Van de Kane, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman on the second line. Warren Fogle, Ryan McLeod, and Derek Ryan, which is where I'm surprised. Adam Ernie, how is he not suspended? James Hamlin, and then checking in is Gagne and Lavoie on the fourth line, and deep pairings stay the same with Kulak as a 7th defenseman. What are your initial thoughts here? Because I know what everyone's thinking, and it's that first line with Connor Brown, but that's not where I'm looking right now. For me, it's Derek Ryan should be on the third line.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a couple of things that stick out to me. Number one, the problem I have with Connor Brown on the first line isn't that it's Connor Brown on the first line. He just hasn't played in the last little bit. I don't think it's fair to expect him to keep up with Nugent McDavid. I just don't. And by the way, Nugent needs to get going there too. So
he had a great chance.
Great chances. You could tell the frustration. I don't know if you saw it from where you were sitting, but he looked skyward a couple of times.
I did.
The third line, Derek Ryan, I mean, give Lavoie those minutes.
Yes, 100%.
Please. Like, nothing against Derek Ryan. I love Derek Ryan. He will go out and give you 8 to 10 minutes of quiet hockey every night, and you love to see it.
Kill.
He's in all the situations you need Derek Ryan to be in. But like Lavoie's a player that, I mean, like, you know, bump him up a little bit. The other one that I'm thinking about is Broberg recalled, still the extra D man.
I know. I'm looking at that too, and I'm thinking, Deane, the most offense he's had in the last 3 games, was almost putting a puck in his own net.
Oh my Lord.
I haven't seen it because it was at the other end of the ice, and shockingly, they didn't show a replay in the building of that happening.
Can't imagine why.
But so can someone tell me how close that was?
Post.
Did he hit like the outside?
The post was our hot performer of the night.
Yeah, I picked the post as the hot performer of the night on After Dark the other day because I did a
It was going
legitimate,
right in. It was
legitimate, unironic face palm to the forehead.
Yeah, it was wild. Like our end of the ice, you couldn't see. You saw him at the puck, and I think everyone was just gonna think, like, okay, man, like just give it to them, do something. You're probably the one guy on the team who doesn't need to have the puck right now. And then,
Or just park it in the corner.
Like do
Not
something.
that.
No,
Okay,
do it,
don't do that.
Do it exactly what you did. Never again.
The blind backhand pass. I know he was trying to find Ekholm, but like, holy cow. Again, I don't face palm generally. That is not something that my body does, but it triggered one and I was stunned.
Can you pull the lines back up again, please, Aaron?
Yes, sir.
Lavoie is where I want to go. I wrote about this yesterday on Oilers Nation. Lavoie is going to be way more effective on that third line with players who can actually score goals and create some offense.
Sure.
I really like James Hamlin. I love the energy he brings. He's pretty decent in the face-off dot. Woodcroft used him a lot on the penalty kill. I'm not sure if it's been used too much with Nobby yet, but either way, like he's played an effective role.
Yep.
I like Gagne down there too, but it seems like one of those 2 guys are going to be out, and I don't understand how Adam Ernie has earned the opportunity to stay in the lineup when he almost cost him the game the other day.
I don't know how Adam Ernie is allowed to play at all right now, frankly. Like when I saw a 2K fine for that elbow, it was a chicken wing. Like if that happened to an Oilers player in reverse, we would be incensed.
Yeah.
So we were on After Dark and I'm talking to Aaron and I go, that's got to be a game or 2 at least. Like that was a blatant hit to the head.
The crazy part about it, though, minus the suspension or not, Leon Draisaitl got a bigger fine than Adam Ernie did.
Yeah,
For
wild.
For his cross, which I think was dirty too and warranted the punishment it got. But come on, it's a $5 million fine. Yes, fine him $5 million. But either way, I would go for the Lions tomorrow. Connor Brown, I'm surprised he's been elevated so quickly, but I also don't think Stan Gagne is good enough to play more than 10, 12 minutes anymore in the NHL, unfortunately.
You can tell
we just talked about it
tired.
pre-show.
He doesn't have the legs anymore. He's so intelligent and he makes a lot of great plays in the first half of the game.
Yep.
And he gradually fades away. And when you have guys playing with McDavid and Nugent-Hopkins, they need to be going for 60 minutes. So I'm off the Sam Gagne train for the first line. Play him on the 4th line. He's a great player. And I think the Oilers need him more than I anticipated they needed him this season.
I've got your photo.
Go on, pull it up. What do you think of this?
Give me some of that. I knew this is where this was
So,
going to go to.
I did not. So I've seen this a handful of times now.
Really? Okay.
Variations, not like this one is much better than the ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I had no context. I've never seen Harry Potter.
That is Dobby the Free Elf.
I have
With
never
Nobby
seen
now.
all of the Harry Potters either. I've seen the first 2 several times.
So me missus loves Harry Potter. And she goes, last Christmas, we're going to watch all of them. You haven't seen all of them. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm a team player. I'm good in the room. Glue guy.
Blue guy.
Sam Gagne.
Blue guy.
But after the first one, I was just like, out. I'm out. So I didn't know. But like, I'm appreciating this. I love Nobby the Free Elf.
Yeah, I think this is good. And I haven't posted this on my social platforms yet because I don't want to be offensive to Coach Garlick. But I think it's funny. And everyone's favorite character is Dobby in Harry Potter. So if you're in the Finn and Cat YouTube chat, let me know what your favorite Harry Potter is.
I would love to
Mine's
see
Order
him
of the Phoenix.
to try and like imitate the voice. If he played into it just a little bit, he'd be an all-time coach. It'd be an all-time moment.
I am being asked as the co-host for you, Liam, to give a like goal in the chat.
What are you thinking?
Here's what I'm thinking. He's back. So I'm saying 97 likes, Connor McDavid goals in back-to-back games.
I was buzzing.
Buzzing. Plus 105 for an anytime goal in the last game. Free money. Come on.
Cash, Boardsy's bankroll.
Come on.
105?
It was plus 105. So you took it, you hammered it, you took it.
There's some players in the league that if you see them at plus money, you take it.
Yeah.
Yes.
McDavid is one. David Pasternak is another.
Austin Matthews.
Matthews.
I don't
Draisaitl
see
to an
many plus
extent.
monies next to Austin Matthews.
It's
name.
3 or 4. It's 3 or 4 of them. But over in the Finning Cat YouTube chat right now, people are saying my point on Lavoie going up to the third line. The only thing I'm wrong about is like Ryan McLeod hasn't scored a goal yet this season.
Facts.
The point is, though, is that he creates offense. He's out there and he's very noticeable. I just think you can't have Lavoie just getting mixed in anymore. He's either here or he's not. Just send him down if you got the period now, and maybe they'll do that. He's played 6 games now, so they have 4 games to decide if he's going to be here long term and miss his waiver eligibility. Because this time too, teams have seen him in the NHL. So if you were to waive him, he would be Gonzo Washington.
He's a big boy.
After
losing Dylan Holloway, Liam, like you need a spark. You need something like that. He's a goal scorer.
Yeah.
So I'm told. I haven't seen one yet, but hey, whatever. That was an unnecessary chirp.
He's pretty,
I had Brian McLeod at 20 goals, and right now he just looks like a fast guy. So
well, I had Jack Campbell at 907 save percentage.
Yep.
So there we go.
Liam, ask the folks about the listener questions, or tell them about the listener questions.
Did we bring it? Oh, did I not bring it up?
No.
Please put some questions in the YouTube chat, and then when BM departs us at 12:30, Aaron and I will go over a few of them, and
I'm out.
More welcome. Sorry, Adam. Okay, I got a couple more for you, BM.
Sure.
The goaltending debate. It's not even a debate. It's more of when do you play Cal Pickard and give Skinner a break? Because right now, I said, I can't remember what show it was on, but I said you could maybe play Pickard this Saturday, not due to the opponent necessarily, but due to the fact that Tampa Bay's goaltending isn't good.
Yep. So I look at the road trip. You've got Tampa Saturday, you've got Florida Monday, you got Carolina Wednesday, and you got Washington on Friday. To me, there's only 2 options there for me. One would be on Saturday, tomorrow, against the Lightning, because I agree with you. Vasilevsky's not playing.
Yes.
The other one is Washington, even though they're kind of rolling.
Yeah.
So my thought is Washington, because Stu is finally dialing it in. He just had 2 days off after Wednesday's win. Again, 3 games in a row over 914. I kind of want to get him going. I kind of want him picking it up. And he's a young dude. He's not going to be tired. He's going to be our starter. We need Stu to get going. So that's why I would just keep the ball rolling with Stu on Saturday.
Yeah. When I said that too, I think that was before the Seattle game on Wednesday, when he was easily the Oilers' best player.
Yep.
It wasn't even close. I know Kane got the hat trick, but Stu was there for 60 plus minutes for them that night. I think Washington is probably the best bet.
Yep.
But you could also throw Pickett to the Wolves a little bit against Carolina, I think.
Scheduled last night?
Might have to. If they win against Tampa and Florida, and you're going into Carolina with a 5-game win streak, I think you can put that on the line, because then you have Washington, Anaheim at home, Vegas at home, and then the Jets on the road to finish out November. I think it's got to be one of those 2 games. And it's interesting because the Oilers don't have back-to-back games to really just throw him in there. Like, so they could hypothetically like just run Skinner until it really, really needs to happen, which is going to be interesting. Like Cal Pickard, the good thing about him is like he's played games in the league.
Yep.
He's a pro. He's played 100 games, or whatever it be. Like, he's not going to go in there and be overwhelmed. And Carolina's got a great defensive core, obviously, but that goaltending has always been kind of questionable too. So maybe that's another area. The reason I'm going to the goaltending is I keep going back to the quote Skinner had after the Vancouver game when he said, I just have to be better than the other guy at the end of the ice. And tonight I wasn't, and that was against Thatcher Demko. Basically every night since, besides the San Jose game, he's been better than the other goalie at the other end of the ice. So I think that's a good way to just compare it. Do you have anything to add, Adam?
Yeah, somebody in here said, "Shut up, producer Adam. What have you done?" But my thing was Stu, dude, like, and it's the irony, right? Of like last year, he had to play way too many games, shuts down in the playoffs because it was by necessity because Jack Campbell is dog poop. So you have to do that. It's crazy that 15 games into the season, we're already back into that immediately. But right now, he's hot. There's no back-to-backs. I'm playing Stuart Skinner.
Yeah.
Every single game. I don't care about Calvin Pickard. I get people, they're still talking Rodrigue. That ain't going to happen. Pickard will get a game here and there, but I'm riding my guy right now. He's still young. I know we saw it last year, but right now I can't really afford to, like, I get the scheduled loss mentality, Baggedmilk. I just have a hard time scheduling.
I don't like it.
When, you're on a 3-game
I
heater
love
right
that.
now, and you need to make up some ground
I'd be totally fine legitimately if they played just Stu all the way through.
all month.
I would too.
We go back to back this month.
No,
not
more.
one.
Ride them. Ride them.
It's surprising they actually don't have back-to-backs on this 5-game roadie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like,
4
uh,
games.
yeah, 4 games. Is
4
it
game
4
roadie.
games?
Yeah, they're back on the 26th against
No
Anaheim.
way. So I chirped that guy right at the start. My sincerest of apologies,
Yeah.
Jacob.
Although I can see why you're confused.
Tyler
The
would
way,
never
that
chirp the fans.
the way that the Oilers redid their schedule on their website, atrocious
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
terrible.
Awful.
In the Finning Cat YouTube chat, Land said, I played Pickard against Florida. McMullet came in and said, play Skinner till a loss. I think that might be an option too.
Might
QF
also
Pro,
be there.
Yeah.
who I believe is his birthday today. So happy birthday to
Happy
QF Pro.
birthday.
Playing against Washington. There's 1 day between Washington and then coming home, followed by the cross-continent travel, another game.
There's
That
always,
makes
you know
sense.
what? It's that one at the last game of a road trip.
Yeah,
the boys are
like
tired, want to go
3
home.
days in Florida.
Sorry, Calvin.
Yeah.
Get in there, buddy.
Yeah, stop a few of these for us. I got one more question for you, BM, and then we're going to get to a quick list that we saw.
Please.
Someone tagged us in today.
Yes.
The Vegas Grand Prix is an absolute mess right now.
Yes.
Absolute disaster. So for anyone who didn't see, I think it was Ocon and Sites both drove over like a manhole that just was in the road and they didn't cover it. So
I
now,
did not see that.
yeah, so they were supposed to practice last night in Vegas, and obviously it's at night because it's warm in Vegas during the day, and also Vegas never sleeps. But they never got to practice.
Yeah. And the drivers were stunned that desert gets cold at night.
Yeah.
So on Saturday night, the race starts at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
So it's gonna be
qualifying
chilly.
tonight. Yeah, it's going to be cold. And that's something too that people were saying is, I think it was Qatar when they were there the other week. You may have seen BM. A lot of guys got out of the car and they were dehydrated. Like they were in bad shape. Like
Yeah.
guys on like IVs and everything. And now it's almost going to be a bit of the opposite where they get out, these cars are going to be freezing.
Mhm.
Like it's just,
They've had to drop ticket
Yeah.
prices 50%.
there was a culinary strike that they had to settle before the Grand Prix. Like absolute disastrous. Something that was supposed to be such an amazing event
Yeah.
has gone just down the toilet. It's crazy. So we'll see if they even get to race.
Yep.
They haven't practiced yet. So that's one thing. But let's get to this this list, Aaron. So this is a list we were tagged in on Twitter today. I can't remember who made it. So my apologies. But it is the 10 worst things that have happened during the McDavid era.
There it is.
So let's look through quickly. Number 1, the Reinhardt trade. Number 2, the Campbell 5x5. Lucic 7x6. Broberg pick at 4. Cassian contract at 5. Puljujarvi development at 6. Nurse contract at 7. Strome for Spooner at 8. 9 is the Keith trade. 10 is Larson for Hall. So what are you seeing
A
initially?
lot of
here,
good
boys?
memories right there.
I'll-
Shout out Alberta Blue Cross.
Is-
Yep.
Yeah, shout out.
Yep. Nothing but fun here. So the top one, first on the list, the Reinhardt trade. I remember you guys weren't around yet, but we had a draft party for Connor McDavid because it's Connor McDavid.
Mm.
And the place was bumping, absolutely slammed, rammed in there, could not move. Oilers pick Connor first overall. Place goes ballistic, blow the roof off the place. Shortly after that, the vibes turned quite quickly when what would have been a 16th overall pick got flipped to the Islanders for Griffin Reinhardt, and half the place went, "Oh yeah, Oil King." I think I
Yeah.
remember, and then everybody, the people that actually have kind of paid attention since he got drafted, went, "Oh boy,"
Here we
and it just
go.
went bad. So I can't see the other ones. Something happened.
Yeah,
We lost him.
my screen went off, Aaron.
Oh, okay. Let me go. First
Yeah.
one's Reinhardt trade. Second one's Campbell 5x5. We're still in the midst of that one right now. So that's very fun.
So
Special.
like, is the Drake Kajula for Brandon Manning on there?
See, I thought about this one too. The trade itself isn't too bad, but everything around it is
Yeah,
so
cool.
bad.
It didn't make any sense at all. Hey,
No.
let's go get the guy that broke Connor's collarbone
that everybody hates.
that everybody didn't like, and you traded Kajula, who at the time was a really popular teammate for a lot of those guys. So
Did I ever tell you where Drake Kajula went after he got traded that day?
no,
Came and skated with the Sherwood Park Crusaders.
really?
He was trying to get his work permit to go down to play in the US. And yeah, he skated with the Crusaders for a full week. And obviously word got around that he was skating. So every single day there was like multiple kids in the dressing room area waiting to get an autograph, and he stayed for every single play.
Good guy, Drake Kajula.
Guy, Drake
Great for him.
Kajula.
Great
Great
for him.
arena. Great arena, too.
Yeah, you gotta love it. A lot of character in there.
Third one, Lucic 7x6.
See,
That could be up there. That could
it's
be
definitely up there, but
number
the
one.
Oilers got out of it in a way.
Shout
So
out James
that's
Neal.
somewhat of a win, but yes, in the moment, it's like, you get the number one guy on the market, but also at what cost? But the one on there, okay, the Broberg pick I get, but also
I don't think that should be that high. The
neither.
jury is still out.
he's
Hope
still
will never die. It's behind me. He
Yeah.
can still be a Norris Trophy defenseman one day.
yes. But the one I really there's two here I want to
The way Baggedmilk's looking at me right now.
The Puljujarvi development is garbage. At some point, it goes on the player as well to get
Otherwise-
that done.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
left to Europe for 2 years and then came back, was good. Then he got hurt and was never able to recover. That just kind of is what it is. But also, let's not forget that Puljujarvi was passed over in the draft.
Mhm.
So clearly, a couple other teams saw something that the others didn't see. So I don't think that's a fair one. Number 9, though, shouldn't be on this list.
Yeah.
The Duncan Keith trade should not be on this list. The Oilers went to the Western Conference Finals with Duncan Keith.
Caleb
No,
Jones
I
is
know.
not an NHL
Caleb
player.
Jones doesn't play in the league
He
anymore.
made Evan Bouchard turn
Better.
slightly like a man.
Yeah, and then he's left, and you could argue the Oilers have missed him ever since.
Sure.
I don't think
I'll buy
that
that.
one's fair. Any more that you think should be on this list?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's minor trades that really annoyed me. Like, at the time, the Lucic contract is on there. So that prevented the Oilers from keeping Pat Maroon.
Yeah, that's right.
And they turned Pat Maroon, a guy who had great chemistry in the room, obviously chemistry with Connor, set his career high, 27 goals on Connor's wing. And they got JD Dudek.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Guy.
So, okay.
Never played.
So Spooner for Strome is on there. But what about the one before that? Eberle for Strome.
I know.
Like, that one was Peter Chiarelli's logic at the time. It's like, oh, we gotta need the cap space just in case there's an offer sheet on Leon. There was never gonna be an offer sheet on Leon.
Just sign him. Yeah, like
And then they did nothing with the cap space. So I mean, it really has been, like Connor said, death by 1,000 cuts with some of these, you know.
to turn this into a positive spin, do you have any of the best memories? One would be signing Leon Draisaitl for the 8-year deal that he got.
Sure.
Another one, Matthias Ekholm trade.
Big move. Big
Another
swing.
one combined to that too, getting Tyson Berry.
Tyson Berry actually was like, I always found it interesting when people ripped on Tyson Berry because he came in and did his job.
He was much better than people give him credit for sure.
100%.
Developing Stuart Skinner.
Yep.
Homegrown
Homegrown goalie. Come on.
Yeah.
building an arena.
There
That
you
was
go.
good.
Keep it Nuge forever.
I like the
keeping
Ice
Nuge
District.
forever. Signing Evander Kane's was
Building
initial
Joey
deal.
Bellpower.
Zach Hyman is looking like a
Yeah,
stud
there you
through
go.
the first
That's my
handful of
favorite
years of
them
his.
Signing Zach Hyman was like the first time in a long time that I felt like somebody wanted to come here and like had the choice
Yeah.
to go elsewhere, but chose, you know what? That really dark, cold, snowy city up north there. I'm going to go there and I'm going to take a reasonable deal to go play with Connor McDavid. And I'm like, shit, like this is actually happening. Like this is the McDavid effect that I've been dreaming of.
I got
Look
two,
at us now.
I got two more for you, BM,
Go ahead.
quickly, and then we'll let you go. Cam Talbot was a good sign-in for the team too.
That was a great trade for
Yeah,
the
a good
Oilers. I
trade,
mean,
yeah.
the theory at the time was old Glenn Sather on his way out, pop the Oilers a quick favor. But hey,
Gotta love it.
you got to grease the wheels when you know somebody, you know?
And Maynard asked in the Finning Cat YouTube chat, would you rather have today Taylor Hall or Adam Larson?
Adam Larson.
Adam Lund.
Yeah, they
Full
need
stop.
Adam Larson. I watched him the other day.
We won the trade.
He was so funny. He was stood in front of the Oilers net. Like he was going for the tip, but he was almost defending the net a little bit too. I was like, oh, what could have been? Those
Like-
were the days.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have Taylor Hall, but this team needs Adam Larson
Yeah.
more than it needs Taylor Hall.
Yeah. Well, there you go. The bro down with Baggedmilk.
Thanks for having me.
The first time we've had it in a while. Brought to you by Star Mechanical. Do we have the board, Aaron?
Let's take a
So
look
the
at
man
them
can
all.
slip out there. You see Tyler in that one, BM?
Yep. Right there. He's the
Yaremchuk
tall one in the
family.
middle. Long
There's a
legs on that character.
Those are all your Yaremchuks.
There's a guy on the middle row, second from the left there, that I believe Tyler's pointed out to me is related to him in some way.
They were celebrating Tyler's 20th birthday. That was on the end there with
I
the
was
balloons.
thinking that too.
Anyway, thanks for having
There
me,
you
boys.
go. Thanks,
Thanks,
BM.
BM.
There you go.
Stick taps.
The
Stick
bro
taps
down.
for Baggedmilk, everybody.
Brought to you by Star Mechanical. Star Mechanical is one of Edmonton's biggest locally owned and operated plumbing and heating companies, everybody.
Oh, now it's just the boys, Liam. Let's go.
The bro down with Liam and Adam.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Okay, let's dive into the Finning Cat YouTube chat quickly here.
I threw in the flute, was asking for the hat link again for the hat.
Okay,
I got to
sweet.
get you your new,
Yes, I need a new hat.
another one again.
Okay, what were some of the questions that people had in here? If you have some moments that you think were good too that BM and I didn't talk about in there, let us
Give me
know.
your negatives and your positives. I like that you flipped that and went positive.
Yeah,
At
I
the
mean,
end, there's a good way to
look,
end.
I'm not going to sit here. I said this the other day and pretend that Ken Holland is doing a great job today. But there's no doubt that he's done a pretty good job to get this
We're a
team.
better team than we were.
Exactly. And even Shirelli, as much as it kills me to say that, did some good things for this organization. And I know the headline right now is, oh, where's Connor McDavid going? Like, I saw a video the other day. It was like 3 destinations for Connor McDavid. He's not a free agent for like 3 more years, right? Something
So
like that.
annoying.
So it's just like, come on, let's not pretend that this team hasn't done everything they can to get Connor McDavid a Stanley Cup. There's been a lot of flaws along the way.
I hate
But there's a
this
lot-
Adam
there's a
thing.
lot
I
of good
hate this
positive
Adam
too.
thing in here so much.
Did we get some listener questions here? Here's
Yeah.
one.
I've got a couple that I've written down here.
Okay, who should we give the listener questions to?
Let's keep some questions coming in. Now we're just throwing down
Well, this will be
Adam and Liam. So let's go.
Adam and Lee. Actually, quickly before we get to the listener questions, Aaron, Alberta Blue Cross. I'm making my own segment today.
Oh, let's go.
Moment of the week. Big shout out to Alberta Blue Cross, obviously for helping everyone with the nation vacation. We didn't get to go, but I think we're both going to Arizona.
We're going on the next one.
So we're going to Arizona.
Liam and Aaron, tarps off on the beach. Let's go, baby.
I'm going to grow out my hair for
If
that.
that doesn't sell you on the trip, I don't
Yes.
know what will.
February 18th to the 20th, the nation is going to Phoenix, Arizona. Flights, hotel, and hockey. Double occupancy for $1,999.
And
You
we-
go over to nationgear.ca right now to get that done. Shout out Alberta Blue Cross for getting us across the line on this one.
We always say, and I get it from my buddies, like they see like the first number and they're like, whoa, it's that much or whatever. And I can't express enough how nice it is that you just like, once you pay, you don't have to do a thing.
Yeah.
Everything is taken care of. You're herded like sheep. You're treated like kings. You're in the best, most friendly atmosphere you could ever be. I'm very excited to see what that arena is going to look like
Me
covered
too.
in orange.
It's such a unique experience. Also, something to consider is this is a long weekend. If you put a trip together yourself, I guarantee it'll be pretty much the same price as this anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
whatever, join us on that trip if you want to. Nationgate.ca. Once in a lifetime opportunity. The yoke should be gone out of that arena next season. I don't know if they'll be in Arizona, but they'll be out of that arena. Aaron, while you collect some questions there. One question coming in here from Caleb on the Finning Cat YouTube chat. How do you think Nobby will use McDavid and Brown considering their history? Well, I think it's evident today from the lines that he plans on playing them together. And I think that's the right thing too, in the sense of Connor Brown was brought in to be a top 6 forward. He doesn't need to be playing on the third line while say Leon Draisaitl is up there. This team is better when Draisaitl and McDavid is separated. And I understand the frustration of what Connor Brown has done offensively to start this season. But let's not forget, in the Heritage Classic, he had a pretty good game. He carried it over for the next 2, I think it was, and then he got hurt. Oh no, it was just 1, wasn't it? Because they had that long stretch off against the Dallas Stars. Remember, they had 4 days, Halloween party, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Then he got hurt. I think we need to give Connor Brown the
Dobby. We had
opportunity.
Dobby before Dobby. Now that I'm just thinking about
Yeah,
that.
that's right. Jack Campbell was
Dobby
Dobby.
before Dobby. Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a better outcome. So yeah, I think Connor Brown's going to be good. I actually, if I was going to make a bet for tomorrow, which I will, I might go Connor Brown goal.
Yeah, I could chase some juice with that. Okay, so that kind of leads into one that I see here from Caleb. How do you think Nobby will use McDavid and Brown, considering their history together?
I think he'll play him on the top line.
I think so,
Yeah.
right? Like it's now that's also, is that by strategy? I don't know. It's necessity because right now with no Dylan Holloway kind of writes itself.
Can you pull up the lines one more time?
Yes, sir.
It's just better spread out this way. This is what we need. to have Brown in the top 6. Lavoie needs to be on the 3rd line. Then you can have a 4th line, which slow. I get it. Of Gagne, Derek Ryan, and James Hamlin. You got to think Matthias Janmark cycles in there somewhere too eventually. But this team is slowly forming to what their true form is supposed to be. So
I'll get on Shell tonight, Shell 24 tonight. I'll play around with the lines a little bit, let you know what's going on. I said I traded for Jake DeBrusk.
It's
been a
finally.
Great
Finally
addition to the
Edmonton.
squad, so I highly recommend. Can you go and get that done? For people asking about these hats, are they out of stock? I don't know. If they are, they will be back in stock again. And they've been flying off the shelves since we started representing everywhere.
There's one here from Rufus Nighthawk. Mostly wanted to say the name more
Sick
than anything.
name.
What's Liam's journalism take about the NFL sideline reporter drama that came out? So I can't remember the lady's name.
That's from Pardon My Take.
But it was, she came out and
Carissa
Thompson and said that she basically lies when she's on the sideline. Right? Do you have more context?
I am an avid AWL award-winning listener of Pardon My Take. You can take anything out of context like that the way it is. I don't know if you've ever heard Pardon My Take. It's not the most serious thing that they ever do. And like, if you can hear the tone of it, yes, she was joking, being like, yeah, I'll just make it up as I go along or whatever here and there. Yeah, that's what 10-second hits are. Shocker. I'm like,
yeah. Like I think too, like sometimes when you see those online, there was one the other day too, of Jeff Merrick said on 32 Thoughts that Connor McDavid is legitimately pissed. And that's what the quote was that hit the internet. Well, if you actually listen to the show, he basically said that he was pissed at the way that he and the team had been playing to start the season. And he was like a little bit more to it than that, but it wasn't anything more. He wasn't pissed at the Edmonton Oilers. He's pissed at where the Edmonton Oilers are as a collective.
We're headline grabbers, but
Yeah,
man, I
like-
checked Twitter. Was it last night or this morning? Holy cow, there were some people fired up at her. I really like her too. She does a podcast with Aaron Andrews, I believe.
I think one thing to consider on this too is like you said, Aaron, like sometimes you got to fill a bit of dead air. If you have 10 seconds, like I don't know to what extent she's necessarily lying, but maybe there's just like a little extra line there being like,
you gotta embellish.
Odell Beckham went to the tent speculating he might have a knee injury, or like now he's sat on the bench without his helmet or something like that. I don't know. Like there's probably something in there that's like a slight lie. But either way, Connor asked, is there any chance if Seattle drops in the standings, the Oilers go after Adam Lawson? So the thing with Adam Lawson wasn't necessarily the fact that he didn't want to be an Edmonton Oiler. It was more of a human side of things where unfortunately his dad passed away and there was a bit too many memories attached to the city and his dad here. And I think that's why Lawson had to step away. I believe he's come out and said that publicly a bunch of times too. So no, unfortunately, I don't think Adam Lawson will ever be an Edmonton Oiler again. But it wasn't anything that the Oilers did wrong. It was just an unfortunate circumstance.
Once an Oiler, always an Oiler, except for Whit Dog, apparently, because he leaves
and
us
Kylie
in the dust.
Yamamoto too. Apparently, no more videos.
Yeah, that is bold, man.
Yeah,
the more
like
I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that guy did everything we asked of him. Like, do you remember the run when we threw him on a line with Nuge and Dry, and they were a point per game?
Yeah,
for like 20 straight games.
What did they call it? The
He was
Kai
the future.
Dry Rye.
Kai, Dry, Rye.
That was good.
Rye, Dry, and Kai. That was it.
Rye, Dry, and Kai. What else we got, Aaron? And then we can move along to the menu.
I like this one. Okay, people are asking, can we ever possibly move Jack Campbell?
Yeah, you could.
You could. You're gonna have to give up a shit ton.
So I've said this on the show a few times, and I think I got it twisted the last time. So Cal Peterson got traded this summer. His deal is a little bit different, but I believe it's the same value per year annually. What is that, AAV? But LA Kings had to retain $2 million of Ivan Provorov's contract or whatever the figure was. So there is a way that the Oilers can do it if they want to just get straight off that money with nothing coming back in the terms of any kind of term or like uselessness. Then they're going to have to give up some assets here. I don't know what that would be. I don't think we've really seen a trade of that magnitude. The closest one is like Patrick Marleau when he went from Toronto to Carolina, I believe it was. And they traded
attached pick.
They attached the first round pick, but also consider that Patrick Marleau was out of contract at the end of that season too. So it's interesting.
We're buying him out.
It seems inevitable as there's two things that have to happen. One, the Oilers just buy Jack Campbell out at the
I
end of the
keep
season.
Jack Campbell's buyout in the graphics here 24/7 because a man can dream.
2, Jack Campbell plays better, which is still a possibility. We have to believe at some point this guy isn't going to have an 820 save percentage in the American
Do we
Hockey
have
League.
to believe that? Because I've
would
not
hope.
seen a reason why.
That's fair too. But you would think at some point he's going to make some stops. This guy, the Oilers didn't just pay this guy $5 million because he was a bad goalie. They paid him because he had done well in a few years before that.
He walks his cats.
He walks
But okay,
his cats.
that's enough. That's enough shit on Jack Campbell right now.
Have you got one more?
I got two more that I like, that I really like. They're interesting. I like this one. I forget who it was from. What is your ultimate Oilers song? A song that you associate with the Edmonton Oilers. Doesn't have to be a goal song. Can't be anything. For me, I feel like it's Kickstart My Heart, because when I was a kid, they used to drop the oil derrick down and they come on the ice to kickstart my heart. That song gets me going and pounding Crown Royal like nothing. Shameless plug, get it in there. And so I think I go with that one. What about you?
I like Knocking at the Door by R. Kells. That one just kind of gets me fired up for hockey a little bit. There isn't one that stands out too much, but we talked about this the other day. This is a bit of a collective one, but whenever the Oilers are up a few goals and the DJ starts playing songs at a sing-along, so that's like 80s tunes, basically. Like stuff like that. What's that one by Living on a Prayer? That's the one that kind of triggers me a little bit. When I'm in the rink, that always brings back a memory of like, it was when I was at, they played Dallas a couple of years ago and I went with my girlfriend and we got given seats and we were in like row 8. It was the closest I'd ever been until McMullet took me the other day. And that started playing and I was in like the middle of it all. I'm like, this is nuts. So that was a really cool one. Other people in the chat saying,
give me
that's a good one.
That's all time.
La Bamba, of course.
What?
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many. Do you have any other ones, Aaron, or should we move on?
My last one is just they keep asking because we're talking about Nation Vacation. Give me an outside the box Nation Vacation destination. Mine that popped in my head is I've never been to Texas. I think it'd be really cool to do like a Mavericks game, a Stars game,
that would be
and
cool.
a Cowboys game. My brother did that sports trip once. Very jealous of that. Same goes for, I feel like Boston. Just Boston area, walking the streets. It just, I don't know. I've never been to Boston. I'm a Patriots guy too, so there's obviously that.
Yeah.
If I don't want to go watch the football right now, I'd be very okay not doing that. But I feel like those would be my 2 North American destinations.
Yeah,
they play hockey in Hawaii.
Those would be good. Speaking of non-North American destinations, Toronto and Detroit is underway.
Oh, yeah.
A good destination. I like the Boston one. I would love to go to Detroit for my own personal reasons, but I don't think that would be a good nation vacation. I think Pittsburgh would be cool.
Oh, yeah. That's a good sports
Pittsburgh would be a good one. Here's a fun little fact for you all. The only 4 major sports teams that all wear the same colors are in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
Penguins, Steelers, Pirates. Oh, they don't have a basketball team. So the major sports teams all wear the same one.
I like that consistency there.
Yeah,
we were talking on Leafs Morning Take. Did you see the PWHL jerseys?
Oh, yeah.
They're not great. And they look like
not
EA Sports Hockey League jerseys, like the first jersey you get when you play shell there. But Nick Alberga had a thing he was talking about why, and maybe the logistics are tough to do it, but how could you make each city, like the new Toronto team, make Leafs colors, the new Montreal team, Habs colors, and you can that'd be a good way to jumpstart your league.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of piggybacking off of other leagues. I understand that they don't want to do that, but I don't know. I like the colors I like. It's not that deep.
QF Pro, happy birthday again. How about a nation vacation for one of the international games, or is that too much?
Germany. We'd have to go to Germany.
Yeah, I don't know the logistics of a nation vacation. That's what Gavin deals with now, and Dan has also dealt with a bunch of them too. It would be something that we wouldn't say no to. We would just have to make sure there was obviously a group of people that wanted to go, but I know there'd be a lot of people in this office. I'd be like, yes, I am in.
You imagine we fill up a plane and we take everybody going to Germany. We also just had a debate. I'm sure it'll hit social media soon here. whether or not you think you could land a plane.
Yeah,
we were just asked that by Kennedy. If anyone thinks that they could land a 737
You're
just
lying.
off that, you're delirious and you need to get checked. You know how many buttons are on that thing?
It's
Absolutely
crazy.
not.
Okay, before we get to the menu, let's do our Crown Royal. Generous guy. Generosity lives in the small things, Aaron. Crown Royal, crown everything. Shout out Crown Royal.
Crown Royal is the best. It's Friday.
It's Friday again.
And it's
Saturday, Sunday.
It's
Okay.
Friday. Who's your generous guy?
My
Liam?
generous guy is only one person this can go to this week. And if you don't know the answer, then you haven't watched the show yesterday or the day before. Mike Mullet took me to the Oilers game on Wednesday. We had a fantastic time. He's a great man. And he took me because I didn't get to go on a nation vacation. And he said, I wanted you to see Devon Shore live in person again. And Devon Shore.
How'd he play?
Devon Shore didn't play. So big shout out to McMullet for one, being a huge Oilers fan through thick and thin. And two, for taking me to the game and not even letting me buy you a coffee or anything like that in the process. So thanks, McMullet. Appreciate it.
What a beauty. He's an all-time guy. I wasn't prepared for a generous guy, but I just came up with it in my brain. I'm going Baggedmilk because on Wednesday nights, I needed someone for After
That's
Dark.
right.
And I didn't have a guest. It was just me and Gavin. Shoot BM the old text. The guy always comes through, always shows up. And then again, today, we got no Tyler. We got you in the big chair. He comes and takes a seat on the couch. I love broing down with Baggedmilk. He's one of the best. You guys, you don't need me to tell you that. Everybody in the chat. BM's the man. BM's my generous guy. Let's go drink some Crown Royal.
Yes, there you go. Crown Royal. A little cola. Crown
A
Royal.
little cola, little ginger,
little
maybe.
ginger. You can
Or
do whatever
just
you want.
straight. Or buddy,
Oh, just straight.
It goes back.
Good enough.
It goes back smooth. I've been doing that on the shows. Tomorrow's a Saturday day game. Might have to rally the boys. Might have to rally the boys myself. That's what pre-gaming's about.
It is about that. Do we have do you have the options for the Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool this week? No. Because we missed it.
Yeah, exactly.
But you can head over to Daily Face-Off and get ready for next week. Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year with Wednesday's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool. For those of you who smoke the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that will have you spite your lactic team girlfriend. A lot to read here. Put your predictions to this test and score yourself 13,000 bonus points. There you go.
We were just talking before the show that with pre-gaming and After Dark, I have way less ad reads than Tyler normally does.
Oh my goodness.
It's insane how many he's got to do on this show every day.
My notes for the ads said there's a lot going on here. So, but I mean, it's great that people think this show is good enough to sponsor. So. But yeah, head over to Daily Face Off right now and you can place your Wendy's picks for Monday, which I will not forget to do this. I was thrown off. It was a long weekend. Monday wasn't Monday. It was Sunday times 2.
But it was extra Sunday.
Tuesday was Monday. Today's probably Thursday.
And
still.
Sunday there was so much news. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird one. It was a weird one.
The menu brought to you by
Ding Dong.
By DoorDash. I'm gonna fill this little guy up with a cup of Joe, which I'm gonna order off DoorDash here shortly. Nation 25 for a limited time. Our listeners can get 25% off, 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code Nation 25.
All capitals.
I was gonna say, is it all capitals? I think so. You can see it on your screen right there.
Pointing in front of the mic.
If you point up, Aaron. There it is. There it is. Only 3 games on the slate tonight, and one of them has begun. Leaves and Red Wings 0-0, 2 minutes left in the first period. Friday, of course. Oh, you only 2 games on a Friday. Why would you fill up?
Hey,
a Friday?
You gave the NHL props the other night.
Hey, they did a great job. They did a great job.
Where's some Crown Royal?
Such an awkward angle.
Get it going right now.
Sabres, Jets tonight. No Tage Thompson still. Sucks.
Okay, let's just go to predict. Sabres, Jets. Who wins?
Jets.
Okay. Panthers, Ducks. Who wins?
Ducks.
Are they good?
I don't know. Are
know.
they good? Probably not. At the end of the day, they probably won't be very good. But they're on a hot streak right now, and you've got to respect that they've come out and done that. I actually said in my preseason predictions that the Ducks would be way better this year. I think everyone kind of forgets that 2 years ago they were really good. They were not really good. That's a bit aggressive, but they were good enough every single night. They were going to give you a game. Last season, the Dallas Eakins message fell off a cliff. Crazy stuff. Who would have saw that coming? And now here they are with a new coach, sitting 4th in the Pacific Division, 9-7, 49 goals. They have a -2 goal differential, which is really funny. I don't think they're legit, but they're good. They're good.
Okay, let me ask you for the Global Series games this weekend: Minnesota, Ottawa. Okay, also Detroit. They go across the pond and they have to play back to back. What the hell is that about? They played yesterday and now they're playing.
I wonder
right
when
now.
they got there.
You're the traveled man who goes across the pond.
To get to Sweden, it's probably about a 9-10 hour flight. Because to get to England from Alberta, so Detroit's obviously a little bit further out. But something people don't consider is you still got to get to the same altitude. So you got to figure that out. And people, they don't go across the water, right? They go up. So you kind of go the same way in some regards. I never flew out of Detroit.
The more you know.
It's probably 9-10 hours, my assumption. When I went to England this past summer, it took me 3 days to kind of get into the swing of things. It took me a full week to really get into the swing of things. I was on there for 3. So I would assume they got there a couple of days early if they have back-to-back.
That's why the NFL games in Europe this year, sometimes the teams are leaving on like Thursday. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then you bet against them and you profit accordingly.
Yeah. Last but not least, Betway, 19 plus. Please bet responsibly. Anything you like this weekend, Aaron? There's a couple I saw over in the football on Monday. It's a Sunday nighter. Vikings plus 2.5, -115 against the Denver Broncos. I don't care if Denver have been a little bit better recently. Josh Dobbs' season is
the future.
Here. The future.
Dobbsy, dude, he was on the Browns earlier this season too. Now they're out. Deshaun. A lot of teams could use Josh Dobbs. I saw today somebody called him the modern day Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Well, here's a
dead on comparison.
Here's a theory for you. Is he not just Jeremy Lin? Like, we're going through this. We'll know how that comparison works later on. But right now we are in Dobbs sanity. The Dobbs sanity era.
I don't hate that. It's obviously not as big because it's not in Madison Square Garden, but Josh Dobbs has been taking over the NFL world here because nobody understands how he's doing it. Didn't even know the players' names. And he's
I didn't even know he sent. There's him and his center didn't even know the snaps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Oilers line wasn't up on Betway yet, but obviously with pregame with Bordy tomorrow, you'll get us hooked up on that one.
I'll get you everything you need to know, people.
Who'd you have on postgame tomorrow?
It's a good question.
Oh, yeah,
William.
TBD. Someone will be there. It won't be me. I'll be in enemy territory tomorrow.
Hey, the folks know I will be there. We'll get her going.
I almost called you Adam again. Aaron will be there. No lineup for the Oilers tomorrow, but I like the over. I like the over in the sense of
Zach Lang.
Okay. Tampa Bay have obviously an incredible offense. Kucherov, Point, Stamkos, the list kind of goes on. The Oilers have a great offense. Draisaitl, McDavid, Nuge, Hyman, Kane, Connor Brown. Goaltending. Skinner's been very good. Don't want to take anything away from him. I think he could probably allow 3 tomorrow and the Oilers would win.
Yeah.
The other end of the ice isn't great. Matt Tompkins, great story.
I'm not going to say a bad word.
I'm not going to say anything either.
Let's just talk about the other guy.
But Johansson is not good.
He's on my fantasy team, and he was like number 4 in the league, and he's just plummeting game after game right now. I should have traded him from day one. So I do and you said it. Skinner said it the other day. I only have to beat the other guy.
Skinner is the best goalie in this matchup. So I think the Oilers will win. If you can find the Oilers, it's going to be down to the offense.
I predicted 4-0.
I said 6-5 overtime winner.
We are on different ends.
So we're 2 ends of the thing. But that's a wrap, Aaron.
Yeah.
I will actually be around a little bit more next week, me and you.
Yeah,
I think we have Tuesday, Thursday for sure, maybe Friday. it would be the 3 days that the two of us.
Somebody's avoiding the grind.
Somebody's going on.
I
a little
dare you to
mini
guess who
vacation.
that is, everybody.
Yes. So we'll be back on Monday. Shout out to Sports Closet, Fitting Cap, Star Mechanical, Alberta Blue Cross, Crown Royal. Sorry, I'm just scrolling.
Keep going.
Wendy's, DoorDash, Betway, Sherwood Ford,
Sherwood Power Sports. Marine.
Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Almost missed that one. We saw the Sherwood Ford Power Sports and Marine Center the other day when we were down at Sherwood Ford on Wednesday. That place is huge.
It looks massive.
And it is coming along quite nicely. 91,000 liter pool where you can test drive
Drink
your
up.
boats. You're not going to be thirsty after drinking that. So there you go. Did I miss anyone? Oh, Cornerstone for earlier in the week too.
Yeah,
Shout out
there
to
you go.
Cornerstone
Yeah.
Insurance.
Shout out to them all. Pre-gaming tomorrow at.
Christopher Palmer said, "Did we talk about Star Mechanical?" Yeah, we got Star Mechanical in
Hey,
there.
there we go. See,
Oh God, thanks.
chat's
for-
looking out. They
thanks for
they
keeping
like
out.
the sponsor.
If you guys could make a checklist at home and make sure I cross all the oh, of course, Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. is there. Shout out to Jones.
That's a wrap.
He's
All right.
doing great work down there. It is wherever he is. But there you go. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you very much for watching Oilers Nation Every Day with Liam Horrobin. See you Monday with Tyler.
Yep, rock and roll. I'll see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Oilers
Oh, yeah.
Nation YouTube. Let's pregame.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation Every Day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit OilersNation.com.